Tēnā tātou katoa, good evening. 1 month and 1 day after the election and there's still no government. But there was a breakthrough of sorts in coalition talks today.
Christopher Luxon, Winston Peters and David Seymour all got together in the same room and posted the same photo online to prove it. It's quite the turnaround after Winston Peters' no-show in Wellington yesterday, which forced Luxon and Seymour to fly to Auckland to see him.
After their 30-minute powwow, there was an admission that there are still substantive disagreements between the trio. Here's political reporter Amelia Wade.
As New Zealand waits,
there he is.
Not so much as a wave from the incoming PM off to his first three-way meeting at the Central Auckland Hotel with his new governing bedfellows, and at least this time they all showed up.
It's probably about half an hour, enough time for everyone to have their say and a bit of a chat about how things are going and how we'd like it to go in days to come.
After his pull-out power move yesterday, today Peters beat his counterparts to post it online first. Luxon put it up 5 minutes later saying, "Good meeting, there's still work to do but making serious progress," while David Seymour came in last an hour later with the promise a government is forming and he would ensure it would be one of real change.
We still managed to have a meeting with all three in our home city this morning, so hakuna matata.
Seymour left quickly, while Peters left after midday.
Shrouding the meeting in secrecy and keeping Kiwis in the dark has done the very thing that Christopher Luxon wanted to avoid, create a total media circus.
That began with a late-night dash back from the capital.
We've had a great day. We've had a great series of engagements with both parties. It's been fantastic.
Have you lost control?
We're making great progress.
Luxon positive last night despite being stood up by Peters for what was meant to be their first triple date.
Not everyone showed up, but hey, what can you do?
They've now met at last, but without the details, the media and the public are left waiting for any updates.
Do better than that.
Is it taking too long?
Yes.
It's quite dramatic, quite disappointed.
I think it's a bit ridiculous. And I think that it's disappointing that Winston Peters did a no-show.
Come on, boys, put your big boy pants on, that's all I'm saying.
Seymour says they're trying.
There are still some substantive disagreements where we've got to reach a common ground. I think it may still take several days. There are a number of steps in terms of cross-checking what everyone's agreed to with everyone else.
Several more days of this.
Oh, look, we've had some good chats.
A mayhem of their own making.
Well, kia ora, Amelia. Look, I don't think it's just me that feels like this is taking forever. How much longer is it going to take?
Well, after that three-way meeting with them all this morning, the Nats continued on and had back-to-back meetings. They stayed with Winston Seymour. He went first and then left after midday, and then it was David Seymour's turn, who returned that afternoon. And we do understand that documents are being shared, but the parties aren't at the stage yet where they're looking at each other's deals, and that's because there are still some serious sticking points. One, for example, is that ACT is saying that they're worried about that headwinds, the economic headwinds are going to be worse than we are expecting, so they're pushing for deeper spending cuts. And so in light of that, none of our sources are willing to bet that there will be a government this week.
And the final election results have finally been confirmed.
That's right. The recounts have come back in for 2 seats and there has been no change. One of those was Tamaki Makaurau with Te Pāti Māori up against the Labour Party, and that lead has extended to 42 votes for Te Pāti Māori up against the 4 which came in on election night. The other is Mount Albert, the precious seat to Labour. Helen White has managed to hold that, but has reduced her majority from 20 votes down to 18. So we know the exact shape of the parliament now. We just need that government.
Need that government. OK, Amelia, thank you for the update.